I was giving a talk the other day to about 200 engineers at a school nearby, and something very interesting happened. I had asked the students, okay, how many of you want to be an engineer? And pretty soon a few hands went up, and then the kids started giggling, and then a few more hands went up, and that was it. And it was interesting, of the audience that was there, only 10% of them actually admitted that they wanted to be an engineer. I mean, even the teachers started laughing amongst themselves because they were like, wow, this is a bit ironic, you know? Here we are, all of us, at one of the most prestigious engineering schools in the country, and only 10% of the 220 people are actually saying, yes, I want to be an engineer. Which is fine, I understand, we all went through that, I went through that myself. So then I thought, let me ask an easier question. Okay, so I asked one of the students, what is your dream job, you know? And the student said, sir, I don't know, sir. And then I thought, okay, fair enough. Let me ask somebody else, maybe he's a bit shy. And I asked this girl and she was like, sir, I don't know. And then it started to get uncomfortable and I started thinking, uh-oh, I don't know where to go with this. So then I thought, let me give them some suggestions. So I said, okay, what about maybe working at Google in the US or Facebook making hundreds of thousands of dollars? Or what about working in the military or doing something in the civil service? And you know, none of the students were excited by any of that and they were just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Now, do you see the problem here? It's a bit ironic, you know, all of us invest in all of this, but we have no clue what we want to do with it. And you know, after a while I thought, man, even if a kid said I want to be a criminal or I want to be a crook, that would have at least been a decent enough answer, because at least that person has a goal in mind, has a target, knows why they're doing what they're doing and what they're going to accomplish when they get there and to get there, right? So that was kind of an eye-opener for me. There's 1,500 roughly engineering schools in the country last time I checked. They put out anywhere between 1.3 to 2 million students each year in engineering disciplines. And I can tell you without a shred of doubt, you know, I get thousands of emails, hundreds of engineers I meet every month through shows or through corporate events. And I've worked in corporate life at, you know, IT companies, software companies, and I've seen it all. I can tell you without a shred of doubt, the majority of engineers, whether they're students or they're working, have no clue why we did what we did. You know, we understand it was a means to an end, but most of us really don't think about it much beyond that. And I don't blame you. I know I also came from a poor background and I just wanted to get a job and I knew this was a career to a stable future, but it's very important to take a step back and realize why you want to do engineering. So many kids say, sir, I want to do engineering. I want to do engineering. You don't actually do engineering. You become an engineer to accomplish and do other things. Maybe you really like bridges and you really like buildings and you're fascinated by architecture. That's why you would study structural engineering, to be able to do that stuff properly. Maybe you spend all day on Team BHP and that's really exciting for you. And you thought, I love cars, so they're mechanical engineering and, you know, electrical engineering makes sense for you. Saying you want to do engineering, it's kind of like, you know, if I said, hey, I want to be an actor, but then I don't care where I act, right? Then I'd be acting in State Bank of India commercials for their corporate training for my entire career. Probably not something I would think of when I wanted to be an actor. And pretty soon my passion would go down, my interest would go down, and I'd sort of burn out. People who say they want to like do engineering, they're not thinking about what engineering actually is and how it makes the world a much better place and, you know, gives you a real skill set to use and impact people and make money, obviously, at the end of the day. So just to a lot of people that, you know, might feel burnt out or aren't really sure what they want to do, engineering is a fantastic discipline, whether it's computer, software, hardware, you know, mechanical, structural, civil. Just make sure you think about why you're doing it right. You'll have a lot more passion doing it, you know. Those software programming, algorithm classes will be a lot more interesting to you if you think, man, I want to make this cool app that's going to change the world or is going to make life so much better for me and all my friends and so forth. But my advice here, honestly, is just, especially to the schools, I mean, the students, we're all going to make these mistakes over and over again, but to the schools especially, when you ask students why you want to do engineering, try changing the question, one small change. Instead of why do you want to do engineering, ask them, how do you plan to use engineering? I think a simple question like that will open up a lot. And guys and ladies, you know, if you think about your life as an engineer, you'll start engineering your life to be a lot better. So I hope that made sense. Thank you guys very much. Take care.